mood to start a pot. I don't care. Let me tell you about the worst, the craziest roommates I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, here we go. Number one.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about the worst roommate ever. If you ever had the terrible roommate, you already know the struggle. If you have not, consider yourself lucky. And if you are the bad roommate, well, we need to talk about this. So you guys, I put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my true sense, what I think about today's video. So let's get into it.
Yo, I'm in the mood to start a pot. I don't care. Let me tell you about the worst, the craziest roommates I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, here we go. Number one. My freshman year, I moved in a little bit before my roommates because I went to like some kind of early summer program, whatever. I moved in like a week before everybody else. I was like, bro, I'm literally going to make so many friends. So then my roommates come. But then I noticed that she keeps leaving her laundry basket right in front of my door every day before she leaves for class. I'm like, what does that mean? So I just like scooted over. So as soon as I open my door, it's like laundry. So I scooted over and, you know, put it in front of her door. This goes on for a week. Every single day when I open my door in the morning, basket of laundry right here. Eventually, the girl texts me. I wish I still had a text message. The girl texts me and she's like, we need to have an intervention in the living room right now. Oh, Boogie, what's going on? There, mind you, there, and I'm right. Anyway, so the problematic roommate, we're going to call them Sarah. Sarah was like, I've been noticing that you haven't been doing my laundry. You need to start doing my laundry every single day. Like, I don't know what else I have to say, but you need to start doing my laundry every single day, and I'm not going to tell you again. What? And I was like, I don't, no. And she was like, you're the help, right? I'm gagged. I was like, no, girl, I go to school here. And she was like, oh. Then, literally the next day, she reported me to my RA for bullying. And I had to have an intervention. What? That was year one. Then, year two, I moved out, obviously, and I moved into like an on-campus kind of apartment. I had a roommate who would literally pee on the floor in the middle of the night. This is her room, this is the bathroom. Like pee in the middle of the hallway. And she'd be like, sometimes in the middle of the night, I just can't make it. So she would just pee on the floor. Oh, and then she had this guy friend, and the guy friend ended up getting a girlfriend, and she would like vent to me and be like, oh my gosh, like he stopped paying attention to me, and like we were at the game and I was sitting on his lap and his girlfriend got so mad. Duh, that's literally this man, girl, what are you saying? So yeah, I am very excited to now be living in a 1-bedroom apartment with Justin and my dog. So yeah.
Has anyone ever actually had a good roommate? I have literally only had one. My last roommate situation was my last one for a reason. I was living with two men, and it literally felt like I was their mother. I don't think either one of them ever cleaned the bathroom, and if they did, they would literally just like wipe down the sink. One thing that was crazy to me is that they were up every night until like 2 in the morning blasting music. When I tell you, it was every night. We had a dishwasher, and if you live in Chicago, you know that's a luxury. So why would the dishwasher be fully empty, but there's a sink full of dishes? Can't we just put it in there real quick? Like when I tell you, I felt like their mother. One time I tried to talk to them about it. I was like, hey queen, when y'all pour out like pasta sauce in the sink, do you think we could maybe like wash out the sink after that? And one of them yelled at me about how I wanted them to clean things that were already clean. In college, I lived with some of my best friends, and like 3 days in, one of them just like kind of stopped talking to me. That kind of turned into never being invited anywhere with them. So like I would be home and they would all leave together, get Starbucks, and then come back and just not say a word to me. And I talked to them multiple times about this, and I was like, are we good? Like, is everything okay? And they're like, yeah, what do you mean? Like, we're good. And this got to the point where none of them talked to me except for like one. Mind you, I'm literally asking what I did and no one's fucking telling me. And then when it got to the point where I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore, I need to move out, that is when I was told that one thing that I said at the beginning of the year made them upset, and they thought I was gonna come talk to them about it. Which, like, how would I talk to you about something that I didn't know made you upset? And also, haven't I been literally asking y'all like what the fuck I did for the past like 3 months? Both of these roommate situations, obviously they weren't the worst that they could get, but like they both ruined all of my friendships with everybody I lived with. The only good roommate I feel like I've ever had was my freshman year of college. I love you, Molly. You're the chillest bitch in the world. You know this. I swear to God, living alone is the best thing I could have done for myself. It is so fucking peaceful here, bitch. Like, let me tell you. Honestly, I feel like I didn't have it as bad as other people have. I don't know. Living with roommates is just like a fucking nightmare. Like, I'll never do it again. If you have great roommates, I love that for you. If you don't, I want to know the tea. I want to know the tea. And if you're one of my old roommates, honestly, I hope you're doing well. I just don't think we were meant to live together.
Freshman year of college, I had a roommate that was literally from hell. And I'm finally ready to talk about it, so let's talk about it. Freshman year of college, I had a different roommate fall semester and spring semester. And that is because I canceled my dorming lease to move in with my psycho ex-boyfriend, and then he ended up kicking me out of his house. So I had nowhere to live, so I moved into this girl's apartment. We're gonna call her Linda. I've known Linda for a while. We met through Facebook and we became really, really close. We hit it off really well. And she had a roommate move out of her dorm and she had one of the nicer dorms and she offered me to come stay with her in her dorm for the rest of the semester. So after hopping dorm to dorm for like 2 weeks, I moved in with her and we had a blast. I literally loved her. Like I thought we were going to be best friends forever. Also, keep in mind her fall semester roommate had moved out because she was telling me how she thought she was crazy. Linda told me that she thought her roommate was crazy, but turns out it was Linda that was crazy. She told me she went through her roommate's like Apple Watch and her diary and just found out that she was like low-key a bitch or whatever, and just found out how her roommate ended up actually not liking her, and that's how she found out. And I was like, oh, you went through her stuff? Like, that's how you found out? But it never like registered in my mind. Like, that should have been my first red flag, that she literally went through her old roommates, all her personal belongings. So we get close really, really fast. It was so much fucking fun being in this friendship. Like, it felt so new. I finally felt like I found someone that like was really, really identical to me. But we had way too many things in common. Like, it was almost too good to be fucking true. Like, we were literally the same exact person. Except we weren't. Every day started becoming a competition. She never complimented me. I always complimented her. She would ask to borrow my clothes, and I would willingly, like, let her borrow my clothes, my hair stuff, everything, like, everything. And if I asked her to borrow something, she'd be like, no. But I could never say no to her, or she would have a tantrum. As the days go by, I start realizing she's just, like, not really nice to me. Like, she's so mean to me. So when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend and he had, I came like rushing to our dorm after everything happened. She like locked me out, wouldn't let me in. She told me she was at work and I told her what happened and she was like, okay, like what? Like she kind of was like believing me, not believing me. And she didn't care about me and if I was okay. The first thing she kept asking me was, did my ex-boyfriend go through our text messages because she had been cheating on her boyfriend at the time? And I was the only one that knew. And the night that she started cheating on her boyfriend, she also told me and the other girl that we were out with, we had gone to this club. She told us that for the first time, she's finally hanging around with girls that are like on her level. And she said that like girls in her high school were like nothing compared to her. And like she was just like so much better than them. Like, and that's when I started to realize something was really off with her. And everyone that was friends with her in the past that told me not to be friends with her, people that have gone to high school that go to college with me, were telling me like, be careful of her. She's insane. And I had her back the entire time. Like, I literally fully supported her, defended her. I was her biggest hype man. I was such a good person to her. And every time someone would say something bad about her, I'd be like, no, like, she's so awesome. Like, you just don't know her the way I know her. That was my downfall. I never saw right through her. This bitch gave me so many red flags. Later in the spring semester, we get into a feud because I thought Jacob Elordi was hot, and so did she, and she thought I was copying her. So she kicks me out of the dorm.
So that's the video, guys. So I'm just here to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. Okay, the worst roommates ever. So let's start with the classic dirty roommate. You know, the one who somehow never washes dishes, leave laundry all over the place, and act like the trash would take itself out. Imagine waking up to a sink overflowing with dishes, a mystery smell coming from somewhere, and a pile of their laundry slowly taking over the living room like a science experiment. What worse is when they act like they don't even notice. You bring it up and they hit you with, oh, I was just about to clean that. But somehow, just about to never actually happens. And suddenly you find yourself scrubbing their week old spaghetti sauce of the stove and the midnight, what's this? The midnight music. So number two is the noise machine. Now let's talk about the loud roommates. The one who think the apartment is theirs, personal concert hall at 3 a.m. You're trying to sleep and suddenly you hear them blasting music, gaming with the headiest on off music, or waste or over having entire argument on a speakerphone. And don't even get me started on the people who have no concept of quiet hours. You tell them, hey, I have work early in the morning, and they're like, oh, don't worry, I'll keep it down. 5 minutes later, it's full of night music, okay, in the living room. So one time I had a roommate who would vacuum at 2 a.m., who even gets the age to deep clean in the middle of the night. It was like living with a possessed robber. The other one is the free roader. Then we have the free roaders, the ones who magically forget to pay their shares of rent, but somehow always have some money for takeout and weekend trips. Or the ones who never buy groceries but eat all of yours. Picture this: you've been looking forward to eat your leftover all day. You open the fridge and boom, gone. And they hit you with the classic, "Oh, I thought that was mine." Really? The clearly labeled meal in my Tupperware container that I cooked. Okay. Would you rather have a roommate who never pays rent on time, or the one who eats all the foods? Comment down below. Then there's also the boundary breaker. Some roommates just have zero concept of personal space. They go through your stuff, invite people over without asking, or just walk into your room like they want the place privacy. Never heard of it. I had a friend who had a roommate that would borrow clothes without asking and then post selfies in them on Instagram. And then when the friend confronted her, she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so dramatic. It's just a jacket." No, that's a theft with extra steps. Like imagine coming home and finding your roommate having your hoodie, eating your snacks and using your Netflix account. That's not a roommate, that's a home invasion. And that's just a tip of the icing bag. When it comes to the worst roommates ever, if you made this far, comment, comment, okay? Roommate horror story. So I know you're a real one. Do you have a nightmare horror story? Drop in the comment section. Maybe do a part two featuring your experiences, guys. So at one time, I had the worst roommate ever. Okay, so we are staying like the four of us. Each of the person had their own rooms, of course. But when it comes to cleaning, we used to use the same kitchen and the same TV room. Okay, so we used to use these other rooms together, but it was an issue just sweeping. Okay, sweeping, cleaning the place, it was an issue. So we used to do like one day the other person is cleaning. So we had like 4 days, meaning 3 days would be off, the other day to start from you and all that. All was going well with the other three, but her, when it comes to cleaning, when you tell her it's your time, you find that early in the morning she didn't sweep the what's this the rooms. She has not cleaned the plates. She wake up 10 for when she wants to start cooking. This is when she'll start cleaning. But you know, some of the people like me, I want a clean space. I want to feel good. I want to feel fresh. Like I want a fresh place. I don't want to see plates on the sink. That's me. So I confronted her and told her, like, yo, when everyone is cleaning their day, it's like they clean early in the morning. They make sure that everything is clean. As people are starting to prepare their breakfast and so ever, they find that everything is clean. Why can't you do the same? Like, we shouldn't like be following each other like that. He went crazy on me. Why are you telling me what to do? I do what I do on my own time. Like you're not going to do what you do at your own time. Like our timetable states what time you're supposed to do all those things. But she was so mad at me. But me, I love speaking my mind. I was like, there's nothing like getting mad at me. Nothing. Because I'm just telling you the truth. You're supposed to do clean. Okay, we don't have to be pushing around each other. We are all adults. One man is to tell you clean here, clean there. Look at the plates, are even smelling. And how can we live in a space where our kitchen, which is supposed to be the cleanest room, and the toilet is smelling? Okay, why are you keeping the plates dirty there? So it was a harsh one, but anyway, as time goes on, she was changing. She started moods, started talking bad, but you know what? It is what it is. People are not the same. Like people are not the same, and people are not the same. The way you are, people are different, and we are raised in different ways. So me, when I just look at somebody like a simple washing plates, like there are not even many plates. We're just the four of us in this house. There are not even many plates. You can just wash and clean everywhere and forget it and go back to your sleep. We are not like going to push you around and whatsoever, because pushing each other's around, you know, at the end of the day, you're all adults. You feel like you're becoming controlling, or you're becoming their mommy. So I don't want that to happen. Yeah. So if you're the worst roommates, please, you know, you don't clean the plates, you don't sweep, your friends clean in time, please be tidy. It's very important to live in a good place, in a clean place. It's very healthy and it's very good for your health. So don't stress your friend. They have enough stress from work, they have enough stress from school. So if you know that you're living with a friend, be kind. If you're bringing someone, please inform them. All right, make sure you inform them so they know you're going to bring someone over the weekend. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.